I don't know how y'all are feeling this holiday season, but if you have a small business or you're just doing a lot of shipping, don't you need a solution? ShipStation has been a dream solution for me and my small business. This holiday season, give yourself the gift of stress free holiday shipping by using the promo code FITISH today at shipstation.com to get a free 60-day trial. That's shipstation.com, and the promo code is FITISH. We are back with a brand new episode of the Fitish podcast. And Fran, I would think we would be well rested because we got to take a week off. We had a Thanksgiving break. Is everyone else dragging?
Oh my God, I don't know about everybody else, but even though I haven't been in the podcast for what it seems like forever,
Did you retire? I thought
no,
you
I haven't been
retired.
invited.
No, I think you've just been busy and out of town and unavailable. So I've had to book guests and fill the time.
It's just crazy. I felt that I got uninvited. But yes, I'm dragging.
So we have some excitement to talk about. I think if you follow us on social media, you saw what I did, but I hate parties. I spent the last month planning a surprise party for Fran, his birthday, another year older.
Yeah, you did an
I don't know
amazing
about
job.
Wiser. Your birthday was actually the Saturday right after Thanksgiving. And yeah, I worked really hard. I don't know. I guess, you start to plan a party and you go, wow, this is good. I'll just do something small. I'll buy some alcohol. I'll invite a few of his close friends over. We'll be done. And then you get the idea of like, oh, I should fly in his parents from Mexico City. I should make this whole thing a surprise. I should hire a bartender. I should get a taco truck. I should invite some of my friends. Then I need to plan another surprise to distract him during the day. Holy shit. What was I thinking?
Babe, I don't know, but you overachieved and you did an amazing job. That's a fact.
That's all that matters. So,
Yeah.
this is the thing though. I want Fran to reveal once and for all on the podcast. Were you actually surprised?
I was very surprised. I didn't know any of what you were planning.
Any?
No.
It's really
Nor I
hard.
wanted to dig. Uh, it's not that in life you get a lot of surprises. So when
I thought I was going to ruin it. You didn't want to dig. But you knew that maybe I was planning something.
you've been telling me, babe, you've been teasing me about it.
Yeah, but I was planning to surprise you with a tattoo. So that's kind of the gist of what I did. Planning the surprise party, I knew I had to get him out of the house for a while. And so before the surprise party idea, I said, I'm going to take him to get a tattoo. That would be something I would like. Like, let's go for drinks. Let's watch a World Cup game. Let's get a tattoo. He's really been wanting a tattoo. This didn't just come out of nowhere. He's been wanting a tattoo, a lion somewhere. It's kind of hard to pick out a tattoo for someone because the artist had to sketch it up. So she had a couple options available. I think she did a really great
Yeah,
job.
I think so.
So I took him to like an OG Mexican place we love and over in Oak Cliff in Dallas. And I had never been to that location. And the Mexico World Cup game was on. So we had that on at the tattoo shop. And then you sat there. The plan was for me to get a tattoo as well, but we ran out of time and like the clock was ticking and I knew all the guests were already here. So I didn't want to make everyone wait a whole lot longer for me to get a tattoo. So I'm going to go back this week and get mine, I think. But I think yours turned out amazing.
Yeah, I think it looks great. I didn't know what to expect the whole day, and I thought the tattoo was about to be eat.
Well, I told him we had some dinner plans that we needed to go home and get Remy. And then we come home and my mom goes, we had not worked out that part of the surprise, like from the time we walk in the door, I knew everyone was going to be right in this living room where we're sitting right now. If you're watching this episode on YouTube, I knew everyone was going to be in this living room. And how do we get him to this living room? Because it's in the front of the house. So if we come in the back so he doesn't see the taco truck and all the cars out front. And so my mom comes up to us with Remy and goes, oh my gosh, the Christmas tree fell over, which isn't that hard to believe because I actually put it all together myself. But you didn't really believe it, did you?
No, I kind of I just thought she was exaggerating. She has a tendency to exaggerate sometimes.
She does.
And I just wanted to see what does she mean. But the worst case scenario, I was expecting to see Remy under the tree, just kicking, trying to get out.
No, so we ran in here, but yeah, we really dropped the ball in the filming part of it. Like we got your reaction, but he walked into this room and he went, "Oh, hey." I was like, "Okay." That was your reaction. I was like, "He fucking knew. You knew. You knew." You knew.
I didn't know, babe.
And then they changed it on me instead of his parents being in this room, which I had gotten someone to pick them up from the airport. Your mom was the cutest human alive. She was like, I feel like such a celebrity because I sent someone, a driver, to pick them up at the airport because I couldn't and my mom couldn't. She was watching the baby. So it was so funny. She felt like a celebrity. So I had her picked up and I was trying to get out of the house because they got here so early. But then they were hiding downstairs. So that was like a second surprise, but no one was filming it. Danny, who works for me, she helped me plan a lot of this. We're like, he's gonna cry when he sees his parents. He was like, "Oh, hey guys." I was like,
It's like you don't know me by now. Like I was really surprised. Like if you were expecting me to jump up and down, like do I jump up and down?
sometimes
Yeah. When
you
I'm
were
like
during your tattoo
working
watching
out.
Mexico play soccer.
Yes, babe. Mexico playing soccer.
Was far more exciting than your over the top surprise party that I took a month to plan.
No, no, no. But I was really excited. I'm sorry I didn't have the reaction that you
No,
were
no, no. I
expecting.
don't. It's fine. I don't. I learned a long time ago. You cannot gift people with some anticipation of like a reaction. You know what I mean? I was hoping that you'd be a little more
I
surprised
was
than you
so
were,
excited. I was
but
very happy.
I don't care as long as you were happy. I don't care what your
Yes.
reaction is. I'll never forget. It's just like kind of a funny kid story, but like kid used to buy really nice presents for people and like do really nice gestures but he would be so disappointed if the reaction wasn't like over the top. You know what I mean? Like he would do like really grand things and then if everyone didn't react like, "Oh my god, this is the coolest thing ever." He'd be like, "Never fucking doing this again." It was so funny, and I told him, I was like, "You can't be mad if people don't react a certain way to a gift because that's not what gift giving's about. As long as they're happy and excited about it, right?" But we ended up drinking so much alcohol. When I tell you, I've never had a party. I've never hosted a party. I don't know what all it entails. And we're about to do another one this weekend. I'm having the Fitish holiday party over here, which is small. I mean, we don't have that many employees, but I went to the liquor store. I feel like they sniffed me out. You know, when they saw me filling a cart full of like Casamigos, they were like, she's about to buy a lot of shit and like we're gonna sell her hard, you know? And so because at that point you're not even like really looking at prices. They have like specialists in every section of the liquor store. Did you know this? Like
Yeah.
they literally have like a tequila expert. Like I went to this spec store over here. I've been in a lot of liquor stores. There's a lot of good wine in liquor stores. This was beyond comprehension. Like they had a full produce grocery store in the back. I could live in there. I could live in this store.
Wow.
They might have had merch, but the tequila guy was like, "Don't buy this tequila for mixing ranch waters. Buy this one by the case. It's cheaper. It tastes better." Great. And then the wine guy, there was a champagne guy. What? Don't they all just kind of know a lot about alcohol? No. So this guy's like leading me down, showing me all these wines. So I decided to buy like a few really nice bottles for you and I to have throughout the holiday season because red wine's about the only thing I drink. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy 3 or 4 really nice bottles for me, you know? But of course I'm like loading in. I taped the Ring doorbell so I could like load in, all this alcohol that day. We had to keep covering the doorbell when we were doing stuff because I didn't want him to know. So I hid all the
When were
alcohol
you loading things in?
2 days
Oh
before.
wow.
I was on top of my shit, kinda, but I hid it all in that closet downstairs, and then I forgot the morning of to remove the selfish 4 bottles of wine that I bought. So come to find out, he never even opened up the cheaper case of red I bought for the party. We were just drinking the really nice bottles of red that I had bought. Not that it matters. It's kind of a first world problem, but I'm a little disappointed in myself. I'm like such a amateur when it comes to planning a party.
Oh, babe, you did an amazing job overall.
And then I put edibles out. I had these gummy
Mistake.
edibles, but I also forgot to relay to the people decorating that the edibles were 50 milligrams. So if you don't know anything about cannabis, if you do, you already have a reaction to that. If you don't know anything about cannabis and these were delta eights, like that's a lot. Like you would take a 5 milligram, and be okay. So when I got here, I noticed the entire tray of edibles. I have this cute dish that says edibles. They were gone. I was like, oh my God, y'all hit these hard. I thought people would just take photos of it and think it was cute, and we'd have a couple of friends that would take one. They were gone. And one of my friends said they took 3 because they usually would take 3 on a smaller dose. So of course, then like everyone's super high.
It was just weird. Like everybody was in a different planet.
And then everyone's crushing the taco truck, by the way. 90 tacos almost gone, and all the churros, obviously, which was amazing. And then I did not take an edible because obviously, like, well, A, they were gone, and that's too much for me. But like, we decided to go to a bar. We went to a bar and then to a club until almost 3 o'clock in the morning. I feel awful still, and it's been like 4 days.
I was like long gone by the first stop. Like I was so tired, and I started the day tired. Um, Remy woke up very early. I think we had some drinks the day before, and
You know what I love doing to Fran after I could tell he rarely gets hungover. You drink a lot and you have a high drinking tolerance. I could tell he was so hungover. So every time he was taking a drink of anything on Sunday, I was like, "Oh, is that a ranch water?" And it would make him like vomit.
yeah. No,
Even now,
Sunday
just
was
thinking about it.
no. Right now I'm fully recovered. I can go back in the horse.
It
But
was rough. So, but you loved it.
I loved it. It was amazing, babe. I'm sorry it wasn't as surprise as you expected. I was very surprised inside.
No, I'm fine with
Um,
it as long as you
I
had
was
so much
just doing
fun.
inventory, like a lot of new faces. Like it was just nice to see all these people in
New
the house.
faces?
Like people, like yeah, like friends that we are starting to be new friends with that are great that they were here. I'm very excited that we are harvesting new
I
relationships.
invited all your old favorites.
Yeah,
It just shows how many great friends you have. Every single person that I invited for you said they would come. Now they not all of them showed up, you know. Some people always bail at the last minute, but which is good because I was starting to get overwhelmed with having more than like 30 or 40 people in this house. But
yeah.
yeah, anyway, it was a good time. So I am not here for your party planning needs. I hate parties. I hate planning parties. I will likely never do it again. Um it's just a lot. But
Well, you
I
do a
handled it
really
pretty
good
well.
job. Yes, babe. You did an amazing job. Don't beat yourself up.
I think it's just been a lot. It's been a lot. It's been like our Black Friday, Cyber Monday, this whole Small Business Saturday, this whole period of time is usually like the best time of year for a lot of businesses, right? And I don't even know if I told you this, friend, but we just changed fulfillment centers.
I've been like you told me a little bit about it, but I didn't know that it just happened.
Well, shipping and the fulfillment of things can get quite steep, right? And so once you get to a certain level, it's nice to bring it in house. And so my CFO, like we just had this discussion about having it out of our warehouse. And of course, you know, the most important thing, especially doing this over the holidays, is having a good shipping solution set up. And so, you know, they had to move all the inventory, but our ship station account, we just transferred it. And so they're able to just like immediately they started, you know, just
That's
doing
amazing
orders
that
and
you have such a great logistics partner like
yeah.
ShipStation.
Yeah, it's great. And I think I don't know if you have a small business or when I talk to girlfriends, they're like, "Oh, I'm going to start a merch business. I'm going to do this." I always recommend ShipStation because, you know, whether you're sending out just, you know, 5 items a week to customers off of your Etsy store or you have some sort of Amazon profile where you're drop shipping, shipping is hard to navigate and ShipStation does this all seamlessly, does this all for you. They make it so incredibly easy. This holiday season, give yourself the gift of stress-free holiday shipping. Use the promo code Fitish today at shipstation.com to sign up for your free 60-day trial. That's shipstation.com and the promo code is Fitish. We get lots of compliments on
Yeah,
our
make
shipping.
ship happen.
Yeah. It's always your favorite
Yeah,
tagline. So that's all I've been doing, I feel like, is party
shipping.
planning, shipping.
Oh wow,
Yeah. We do ship a lot. Thank you for all of your orders over this Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Small Business Saturday, all of the things we've had going on. We have some more fun stuff coming up.
Minority Sunday. Is it such a thing?
We could start
Minority
it.
owned business Sunday.
Minority
Yeah,
Sunday.
you're double minority. You're kind of
I'm not a
a
double
woman
minority.
and Mexican by injection.
Yeah, I can't get away with that. I have like white girl privilege. It's so
Oh,
sensitive.
you're a little native, no?
We're so, you know, everyone's so sensitive these days that I can't, it's just hard to have a conversation about anything anymore.
I think we should just have a conversation about anything and everything and see who complains.
You say that, everyone will complain.
I don't care.
I don't feel that way as much. What's been really refreshing for me and interesting, I think, after talking on the radio I mean, I'm sure most of you that listen knew that that's what I did for a long time, but it would go through these waves, right? And we were filming a television show. And so every now and then, I would put some braids in my hair. You're appropriating Black culture. Okay. I always thought I was like just doing hairstyles that I liked, right? And, now I've seen a lot of celebrities get a lot of backlash for like overlining their lips a brown color because that was like OG Mexican culture. Like the girls would like, line
I
the
think
lips and
just
do the eyebrows
people
and
should do whatever fuck they want, and people that they need to complain, they will complain no matter what.
well, you'd be a good stand-up comedian because that's how a lot of them feel. But the point is, I've noticed that a lot of the conversations you and I have had on the podcast, I would think would lean a little offensive to Mexican culture. But like none of y'all have ever had a problem with it, which is weird, or that means like
Because
no
it
one's
comes from a
listening.
nice
Yeah,
place.
not always. I mean, you've said some pretty inflammatory things, in my opinion, stereotypical things, or you've made jokes. And I'm not saying this as a negative thing. I'm saying it's nice. It's almost like when,
We Mexicans don't get offended also. Like we don't get offended that easy.
no, I guess not, right?
As long as they don't talk about our moms or our women, we don't give a fuck.
So if it's about the women in your life, you get all mad, you get feisty,
Sometimes. All depends.
or your mom.
My mom, yeah, the mom is like a 90% you will get offended, but it has to be like directly to like,
So did y'all
because
not tell
you
like
can
yo
say
mama?
like, oh, chinga tu madre, and it's like, it's not straight to your mom, but you can say a lot. We joke a lot and we insult a lot, like mom things, but we never meant it. So it's just we're very hard to be offense.
Did you do like a lot of yo mama jokes and stuff growing up?
Yes, yes.
I feel like that's such a guy
Like
thing to
your
do.
mom
Like
is so fat that she falls from the bed in both sides, like stuff like that.
stupid.
You know?
Well, Fran and I have decided to do some things somewhat profound this holiday season. It's not really profound. We're just kind of like house poor, so we don't want to do anything. We were like, no presents. Now, I don't know if we're going to stick with this. What? We literally said we're over it. Like, I am so spent, like, literally in every way. We're like, we're not going to do presents. I mean, I guess we'll get Remy a couple of things, but I think we're just not going to do presents. Or what did we agree to with my mom? Because it's usually just a few of us on Christmas morning, like, just like one thing for each other
No,
that's
we were
small.
about to send your mom to Mexico.
What do you mean?
Yeah, to spend it with my parents.
Really?
I don't know. That could be fun.
When did we discuss
I don't know. I just
this?
thought about it. We discuss it like in a dream or something?
I came up with another profound idea for Fran and I to do.
Handcrafts.
No, I said I want to do a once a week family meeting. I want to have like podcast prep. I want to talk about expenses. I want to talk about parenting, like issues that we have, like house responsibilities. Cause y'all know I've had some like major issues with the house responsibilities. Things are getting better. But like things that have been, and he's like, okay, like he couldn't seem more beat down. I got kind of tickled over the idea of like a house meeting. We'll have a bottle of wine, a nice bottle of wine that I bought that we already drank. We'll talk about some things. It doesn't have to be like things we're arguing about. I just mean more things like around the house. Like we could not find a fucking landscaper for the life of us. And like we had leaves everywhere. We finally found someone, but
And
things
we
that
still
we
have
need
leaves
because
everywhere.
now we have a house that it's a lot of responsibility and it's kind of overwhelming. So I just wanted to talk like, okay, you do this week. I'm going to do this. You're going out of
Oh, no,
town.
babe, I wasn't
You
annoyed.
think we've had a family meeting yet? And we had a family meeting that lasted for 2 seconds, and he's like, "Can I move this meeting to the couch?" And I was like,
Well, the things that I think we need to have an agenda. You send the
"I
agenda
had
to my
one."
assistant.
No. What
We
assistant? You
prep.
don't have a
I don't
fucking
know.
assistant? You don't even use your calendar?
Well, we'll figure it out. I need to get an assistant then.
You should get an assistant.
Yeah.
It'd be
Yeah.
amazing, actually.
Oh, I'm looking for an assistant out there. If you're willing, the pay is not gonna be great. It's more like you're gonna get to know a lot, learn a lot.
I think a family meeting once a week is great. I mean, I know other friends that do sort of these things. They meet a couple times a month or they have like a budget meeting, about expenses, which is especially true if like one partner works and the other one doesn't. And they have to like talk about reining it in. But I mean, these are real things I think to talk about. So because what was really pressing on the list was Remy. Like I made a decision that it is time for him to sleep alone in his bed. And Fran has been, as you could see
Execute
from
it.
my photos, Fran has been, well, let's maybe tell the story first. Fran has been sleeping with him every single night since he was like 3 months old. And that was due to like our living situation before and the bedroom being all the way downstairs. So when we got here into this house, his room's right next to ours. We haven't even put the crib back together, right? Remy hates the crib. Those crib mattresses are so soft. And I've still been really wanting him. I don't know why. It's weird because I'm definitely the type of co-sleeper parent, I would think, that I'd be fine with it, but for whatever reason when Fran's been traveling, it just gives me a lot of anxiety. Like I don't sleep well with him. He kicks me, he moves a lot. He's so sweet, but like I just don't want him to sleep with me every night unless he was sick or, it was the middle of the night and he needed to go back to bed. So we decided to put the crib back together. Mainly because one day I walked in there when he woke up from a nap and he was standing. He was in a day bed that we had turned around. He was standing in the day bed looking at me. And I'm like, this is so dangerous. Like he cannot do this. We're going to have to put the mattress on the ground. So Fran was actually great about it. You agreed to put the crib back together. We had very low expectations. Like, of course he's not going to want to sleep in that crib after being on a softer mattress, sleeping with that every night. First night, slept till 7 a.m. That rat slept all night long. I couldn't even believe it. We didn't sleep because we were up all night being like, "Is he okay? Is he sleeping? Is he okay?" So the last few nights, he's actually been great until last night. And I made a grave mistake. I couldn't sleep. And it was about 1 o'clock in the morning. I don't know why. I woke up just wide awake. I just have a lot on my mind, I guess.
Oh,
And
you were the one that woke him up
no,
to party together.
no, I didn't. Just, I'm telling the story. I went into the room and he is like a fish in an aquarium. It's an acrylic crib that we have, but we put a blanket in it. And it's just don't even give me the third degree on that. It's fine. So it's like covered, right? Except there's one little section of it that's clear. I walked into that room just to peek my head in. That rat is like face up against the glass, staring at me. I hit the floor so hard. I don't know what came over me so fast, thinking like maybe he didn't see me. Like I literally just dropped down and kind of like crawled under the side of the bed that had the covering and just laid there for like 10 minutes. Like maybe he just was looking around and he didn't see me. He didn't see me. But he was just
So he
like,
could have stayed and maybe fall asleep.
oh no, he was like crawling around that thing. He was wired. So I spent like an hour in there with him. He was soaking wet. That's why his diaper. So I changed him. I rock him. I'm in there until what? It was like 2:30, 2:45. I brought him in. I was like, Dad, party animals up. But you were good about it. You're always good about it. You're so good with him in the middle of the night. And then, of course, we wake up this morning. He was in bed with us.
Of course, like she comes and I was finally having a nice, beautiful sleep after a very bumpy weekend.
A
And
bumpy weekend?
and I just see this baby being flown at me. It's like, oh, that's Remy. Okay, my baby. And it's like, now what do I do with him? Like, what time is it? Is this a dream? And then I realized it wasn't. So I went there, tried to put him down, Jenna style, rock him, trying to put him down in the crib. He wasn't having it. And so I was like, dude, today is your lucky day. And I was telling that to myself. So we went to bed, we fell asleep. The guy slept till maybe 6:30.
Mm.
And that's that.
I didn't sleep all night for some reason. I saw y'all asleep. Y'all looked cute. He sleeps great with you in your arms, of course, because he's used to it. But yeah, our agreement. I don't care about last night. It is what it is. It's fine. But in general, like we're not gonna
No,
pick
if
him
I
up.
wouldn't gotten waken up, I would not sleep with him. For sure.
What do you mean?
Like, yeah, like I would not sleep with him. I'm glad you don't care about last night because
No, I get it. You just do whatever you need to do to get sleep. And I don't feel as scared anymore. Sleeping in between us in bed is one thing. It's the day bed that was concerning me. I mean, he already fell out once when you.
yes, and that was a isolated incident in the other
Mhm.
house.
Yeah, but like that's dangerous.
Absolutely.
So yeah, Fran is very upset about what happened. He doesn't want to talk about it. He's fine.
I know he's fine.
He's fine. It was an accident.
I know, babe.
Everyone drops the baby. Well,
Babe.
I haven't, but like everyone says that it happens to them. I'm sure I will at some point. They
No, they
fall
don't.
over a lot. Well, I know, but I mean, no one intends to drop a child, but like the way they wiggle and everyone, you ask parents, y'all listening,
Well, I
make Fran
didn't
feel
drop
better.
him. He fell off the bed.
We'll just tell it like Fran one night has been sleeping down there in the middle of the night. It's like 3:30 in the morning. He busts into the bedroom upstairs where I was sleeping soundly and is, I mean, near tears, hysterical, at least very worked up. Like, he fell out of the bed. He fell out of the bed. He was asleep. And I went to the bathroom and I just heard like a clonk. And like, he did. He really did. So Fran was freaked. So I don't know. I turned on the lights. I looked at him. He was crying because, of course, they were both worked up. He seemed upset. He had a bump on his head. And I looked at his body. He was fine. Fran was like insistent on taking him to the ER. I didn't think he needed to go, but Fran took him to the ER. And
Yeah, no. So I felt in his head like he had like a bump, but it feels soft. So it feels like a baby bump. Feels so weird. So of course, like he's irreplaceable in my life. I needed him to be in his 100%. So I wanted to make sure I didn't take him for him. I took him for my peace of mind,
yeah,
and he was perfectly fine. He had a bump. We got some Motrin, and he was fine. Like
we need to please right here post. You'll have to watch this on
the
YouTube
bed.
because I have a photo of him that Fran sent me from the CAT scan machine. It is the saddest picture, him getting his scan.
Yeah. So he was a champion, and I was about to say something before that. Well, everything was great. Like
Except your mental well being.
no, no, no. I was, I would, my mental well being wouldn't be great if I didn't, if I wouldn't make sure that he was okay.
I just tease you. I love how much you care. And yes, that was a different scenario. That was scary. I don't know why. I don't know why I am the type of parent that I am. I can't really explain it, right? I guess I expected that I would be more how Fran is and that Fran would be more how I am. And that's just not the case. Like he's much more overly concerned about I wouldn't consider if he had fallen out of the bed with me, I would have been the same way. But we go to the doctor.
And it was less than a 2 feet tall bed.
We go to the doctor. No one's judging you. No one's upset with you. I'm not even upset with you.
What would it be you? What an
You
accident.
would have been so upset if it had been
Not
me.
with you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah,
I
you
wouldn't
would have.
have been upset with you.
Oh, you would have. When he gets too close to like the remote in there, you're like, you shouldn't let him play with that. I'm like, I'm not giving him knives.
Well, we do have different parenting
I just
styles.
have to say, we went to the doctor for his 9-month checkup last week. And before we went in, because the doctor is, we love our pediatrician, but she takes forever. Right. And so, like, we'll be in that room for like an hour. The nurse has seen him, da 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 da. Fran and I are like, so this time we were both short on time. Well, short on time after being there for an hour. And I was like, okay, we're going to talk about like solid food bottles, right? Like he's been having, rash on his face. We didn't know if it was food related. So we're like, that's it, right? Like, do you want to talk about anything else? Do you want to talk about naps? Do you want to talk about, he's like, no, that's it. That's good. I'm good. And so, she like does this evaluation. Then she's like, "Do y'all have any questions?" And he's like, I ask about food, kind of look at Fran. He's like, "Yeah." I swear he like pulls out some like 5-page piece of paper that he's written notes on. And he's like, "So yeah, do you notice that his two eyes are like different in size?" Not kidding. That's exactly what he said. Like, do you see this eye is smaller than this eye? And then he's like, is this bow leggedness normal? And he was like, what about this rash? And then he's like opening up his butthole practically. And she's just like, I'm like, oh my God, I got to get out of here.
As I said, we have different parenting styles. Um,
It's so
and
interesting though.
I do have a running list of everything that I see, and I write it down so I get clarification from the doctor. I've never been a dad
I
before.
can't live this way. I can't live with this level of anxiety. You know what has been so fun with him though that I think we're on the same page and you've gotten more relaxed about, which is really nice, is like his food, like what Remy's eating because food's so important and it doesn't always have to be incredibly healthy, but we want to teach him good habits. I need better habits in my life and especially going into the holiday season, I've really made an effort just from a family perspective and from a health perspective to cook a little bit more. Of course, you have days that that's not always as attainable, but I think that the holidays can be really tough and really tough on people who are, trying to diet or just trying to stay healthy and keep weight off, where there's a lot of temptation and a lot of like sad moments too, which is where kind of the emotion comes in. And that's what has always drawn me to Noom. Noom is such a great program, and the difference with Noom is that it's not a strict diet plan. They talk a lot about the psychology behind eating, right? Which I think, especially women,
That's
I mean, I don't
amazing.
know
Going to the roots.
the statistics here on this, but I think a lot of people's eating issues and eating habits have a lot to do with their psychology, like what's going on in their life, right? Are you stressed out? Did you change jobs? Are you moving? Do you have some stressful life situations going on? So, Noom is really great. I actually tend to like not eat when I'm stressed out, which is also not healthy, by the way. It's not a good thing, but they're gonna help you build healthier routines, better habits. The app makes it super easy. You're going to get a daily lesson, coaching. Of course, they're not going to be married to, you have to eat this many calories and you have to exercise this many times, right? You're still going to have the freedom to eat foods that you like. They're just going to talk a lot more about portion control and that sort of thing. Stay focused on what's important to you with Noom Weight Psychology based approach. Sign up for your trial today at noom.com/fitish. That's noom.com/fitish to sign up for your trial today and check out Noom's first ever book, The Noom Mindset, a deep dive into the psychology of the behavior change. Available for pre order wherever books are sold.
So cool.
Yeah, especially, I actually haven't been that bad this holiday season. I think with a kid, you either don't eat or you eat whatever's available, and which isn't always a good thing either. But I hope I don't like being the New Year's resolution type. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm more of a do it now, don't like
Yeah, me too.
procrastinate and do it later. And I like to make small changes. And I think that's why I wanted to start cooking more at home. Again, another thing on the agenda for the family meeting. What are we going to eat this week? Because Fran loves going to the grocery store. I don't. I like to get stuff delivered. That's why I love a lot of these meal delivery services. But I don't think I'm going to resolve to do anything except like spend less money, which started already. No Christmas presents. Maybe a couple things, small things, right?
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
No presents.
No, I think we should have a family meeting and talk about it for sure. Go through all of it. Have a really cool agenda where we talked about our parenting styles and how they matched with each other.
I took Remy to swim class this week because you were out of town. I don't love doing that. Does that make me sound bad? I don't like getting wet.
I know. Well, I know you don't like it's damp. It's like cold outside, and it's just not not amazing. Like, and you get to dance with other moms and their babies
The
in the
swim class is
water.
actually so funny, but it's 30 minutes. That's all it is. And this one, there was only one other mom and her daughter there, one that was in the class we went to before. And they start off with like, you're holding them up, like the kids in the pool go up and down. So everything's to like wheels on the bus. Like Remy goes in and out, but like he is fucking heavy. And I like pulled a muscle in my arm. I'm like trying to lift him up. And then he did 2 seconds underwater 3 times. I mean, it's wild. You're just like dunking him underwater. And
So
I don't mind that
when I
part,
did
but
that the first time, his first swimming lesson, I did it, and I realized that there's nothing I can do with my kid that will be cause of embarrassment for myself.
then that class.
No, like I don't think there's anything that if he wants to do anything that maybe in the past I would have thought, oh, that could be a little embarrassing. I don't
Yeah,
think
because
so.
you were in there with a bunch of moms. Yeah, it's interesting because it's mostly moms. And once he graduates and is like a better swimmer, I think in a couple of years, we don't have to get in the pool with him. But like throwing on my bathing suit in the middle of the afternoon to like go up there and get in like a warm pool. I love the swim classes. They're super cute and he seems to really enjoy it. But he
Yeah,
just splashes the shit out of me and he has a really good time. But yeah, it's just like
I
hard to
do
work
enjoy them.
into like the parenting schedule when you're working, like to get up there and get in the
It's just
pool.
hard because it's Monday at 3 p.m.
When would you prefer? Let's talk about this at a family meeting because this is very
Yeah, no, let me
boring.
write it in the schedule.
I see this is going to perk Fran's ears up. I'm hoping to have this person on next week's show, but do not get any ideas with what I'm about to say, Fran. Do not get any ideas. Not yet.
Okay, okay.
There is a woman who has a book. She is a former, recovered, no longer swinger. And she has written a book about swinging and relationships and monogamy. And apparently it's really entertaining. And we're going to have her on the show. We're going to talk about her
That's pretty cool.
experience
Yeah.
swinging. Now, just so y'all know, I do not believe she's a proponent of swinging. I think that swinging was something she did for a while, and I think that she doesn't think swinging's a great idea. No surprise, it can probably ruin relationships at some point, unless it's your thing. But I think it should be provide really interesting conversation for us. So, if you have any questions for an expert on swinging,
If you want to know how to start, where to
oh yeah,
go.
we'll ask her questions about that.
Yeah.
Because
Like, how do you dip your feet in the water?
I don't think that they're dipping their feet. I think they're dipping other things.
No, 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 but metaphorically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we're excited. We're gonna have her on. I hope next week, if not the following week. So we definitely would love some questions for that. I hope Fran joins us. Of
Oh,
course, he's
yeah.
gonna join us for this guest.
No, depends. If I get an assistant by then, I'll contact my assistant, check my schedule with them.
You know, we had Raven on. A lot of you have asked. I mean, shit. All of this happened. You know what happened with Raven?
Yeah. She went to a reality TV show.
Yeah, but do you know what's happened since then?
Yeah, the guy was a scumbag.
Yeah. So
No, I'm so surprised that she finds a scumbag in a reality TV show.
So right after we did that interview, she came up and did a workout and we started talking about it because all of that had just she didn't know, when we recorded her interview. She didn't find that out for, about a week and she's doing great now, but she's like, "What do I do?" I was like, "Well, I mean, like on a personal level, bye." Right? And but yeah, apparently it was a lot worse than
I was like, go to The Bachelor.
this is what's so crazy to me though, and that's what her and I
You're
were
gonna
talking
find a
about.
real one there.
No, it's not that. It's that it's like psycho how he was being. This wasn't just like, hey, I, you know, got drunk one night. I mean, still unacceptable, but like I got drunk one night and, made out with a girl at Berkeley where he's in school or something and then told her and she's trying to decide, oh, you cheated. Do I stay with you? No, this was like full on like crazy person line. Like taking a girl to Mexico, telling your fiance you're in California at school, texting her the whole time like he's in California. Then the next weekend taking Raven to Mexico, going, wow, like literally sitting in a hot tub in Mexico, being like, this is my first time in Mexico. I've never been to Mexico before. He was just there the weekend before with another girl. Like, what a psycho, you know what I mean? And like more and more and more of that. So I don't even know how much I'm allowed to say or what I can be saying. But regardless, she's gonna thrive because I told her, I go, this is great. At least you didn't marry this guy or have children with him. Like, you're out. You know what I mean? You don't
Yeah,
have
the
that kind of
worst thing it could
baggage.
that happened it was a lease, no?
It was a lease.
A lease, yeah. Like they just have to break a lease. They don't have to like get
Oh,
a
you mean like a house lease?
like a house lease. Yes.
Yeah. I'm like a lease with some extra baggage right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're pretty locked in.
I don't know.
And a baby.
We'll
More
talk about that swinger girl next time. I'll see what she thinks about the lockdown situation.
That's great. You would not thrive at swinging because you love the idea of it, I'm sure. You're like hypersexualized. You're like, I'm gonna love to swing. And then the second you see some guy put something in me, you're gonna be like, I'm out.
Maybe.
Is it awkward that your parents are in the next room right now? They're still in town. Do you think they're listening now?
I think they're used to everything and anything. But I think you have a point there. Like, I
It
could be
sounds
very
fun.
territorial.
I think when people vary, and I think, and which is understandable. Like, I think it's a great idea in theory, right? Like, whatever spices up a relationship. But then, like, I've always thought that about like threesomes. I'm like, you have to have rules, right?
But what if it's a lesbian couple that we're swinging with?
Exactly. What if it's two dudes?
I don't know. And two dudes it just gets too messy.
See, the guys are always like, "It's great if it's other women." It's like, no, swinging is often, I would think, like 2 couples swapping partners, right?
The whole swapping just sounds messy, you know?
Do you have any neighbors you've met that you're, like, interested in?
No.
I saw pineapples at the other neighbor's house. Isn't that, like, the sign?
The things that I'm a little concerned that they could actually hear. And I don't want to say no because
Hear
no,
this?
I don't want to insult anybody, but it's just like I think no, nothing tickles my fancy.
Nothing about swinging,
No. No, no, no.
unless it just involves, like, one other woman and I'm not around.
No, but that's not swinging.
No, you're absolutely right, that would be cheating.
That's swinging it.
That's kinda swinging, though. I think well, whatever. We're gonna have plenty of questions for our guests coming up on the show. If you have any questions for us, be sure to get
That's
them
called
over.
blind swinging.
What?
Blind swinging.
What is that?
When one partner don't find out.
Cheating, Fran. Clearly, we're in a great place right now. We're fine.
Parenting styles.
We're fine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You think?
Yeah, babe. I give us another 6 months for sure.
Oh, man. It's fine. Our producer's tired. He hasn't slept. He has a new baby. Everyone's tired. It's so much, isn't it? Like, it's so much. I ran into some woman in the mall today that knew who I was because she follows us online, and she's like, "I just had my third. It was a surprise." And she seemed tired. I'm like, "Oh, man."
What's the negative version of a surprise?
A disappointment?
No, it's not a
Uh,
disappointment. It's like a oh, our surprise is crying right now.
It wasn't a surprise. He was planned through
No, it was
IVF.
a surprise that he's crying right now.
Yeah. Well, it was a rough night last night. Well, I'll let you go. I'll let you
Thanks,
go
thanks,
tend to your
thanks,
son.
thanks.
Yeah. We'll see y'all next week.
Love y'all.